Grr, I'm mad I didn't get invited to this party. I'm gonna throw this devious apple to ensure they get cause tensions.
Oh my goodness. Hi Athena, hi Hera. You know, this golden apple to the fairest. I think I deserve it. No! I deserve it more. I think I deserve it even more. Well, you know, I think all of us, like, we have an equal chance, so we should appoint Zeus, you know, to see whoever's the most fair. Hey Zeus. So someone gave us this apple to the fairest. Can you like decide whoever's like the most fair?
I'm Zeus, but I can't do this because I cannot judge you women equally. So I will appoint Paris to judge you women.
I'm Paris.
Hi Paris, I'm Hera. I can offer you royal power. Hi, I'm Athena. I can offer you good luck in battle. Hi, I'm Aphrodite, and I can promise you the most beautiful woman on the planet.
I think I'll choose Aphrodite's most beautiful girl on the planet. Thank you, Athena and Hera, for your offer.
Yay! Hey Paris, this is the beautiful goddess I offered, Helen of Sparta.
Hello.
All right.
Oh, you badly bad. No.
I'm Menelaus, and I'm angry my wife Helen just got kidnapped to Troy, so I'm gonna go ahead and declare war on Troy now. Hurrah!
Much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
I'm Paris.
I'm Menacraeus.
And
Let's end this fight with a duel, my friend.
Yeah, winner gets Helen.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, dang! Oh, dang! No! I'm gonna die!
I'm Aphrodite. Paris, I'll save you.
Oh,
Let's go, baby.
oh.
I'm Patroclus, but Achilles is not at war now, so I have to be in his place. I'm gonna kill every Troy person.
I'm Hector. I'm gonna kill you.
I'm Achilles. Patroclus, no! Hector did this to you, didn't he? I'm gonna go back to war and get my revenge. Hector, I'll kill you for what you did to my friend.
Oh, you're the real one! Oh no, but I have to fight. Ah!
Yeah! He's dead. Yahoo! I killed him. Got 1,000 miles to go.
The Trojan War had many characters that played a part in the war, some being good and some being bad. Some of the protagonists in the war were Agamemnon, Achilles, Patroclus, Helen, Menelaus, Odysseus, Hera, Athena, and Poseidon. Agamemnon was the king of Mycenae and the commander of the Greek army. Achilles was a great soldier in the Greek army, and he chose to go when he didn't have to, and his only weakness was his heel. Patroclus was another great soldier in the Greek army, and he was Achilles' best friend. Helen was called the most beautiful woman in the world, and she was a cause of the Trojan War. Menelaus was Helen's husband, and he waged war on Troy to get her back. Odysseus is another soldier in the army, and he was reluctant to go, and he tried to act crazy to get out of it. Hera is a god who was rejected by Paris when she offered him power. And Athena was another god that was rejected, and when she offered Paris wisdom, and Poseidon was with the Greeks because he didn't like the treatment he got from the Trojans in the past. Now on to the antagonists. Some of the antagonists include Hector, Paris, Aeneas, Apollo, Artemis, Ares, and Aphrodite. Hector was the Trojans' greatest soldier. Paris was the one to kidnap Helen and take her back to Troy, which started the war. Aeneas was second to Troy in the army, and he was his cousin. Apollo went to fight the war because Apollo was with the Trojans because Agamemnon insulted him by taking Chryseis as a war prize. Artemis fought with the Trojans because she wanted to fight with her brother. And Ares was convinced by Aphrodite to break her alliance with the Greeks and join the Trojans. And Aphrodite was picked by Paris when she offered him the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Troy.
The Trojan War was fought for 10 long years and had its roots in the legendary banquet where the goddess of discord, Eris, dropped a golden apple with an inscription to the fairest, causing a fight between Athena, Hera, and Aphrodite. Zeus appointed Paris, a prince of Troy, to be the judge and select the winner between them three. Aphrodite promised Paris the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta, as a reward for choosing her as the fairest goddess. As a result, Paris, who was visiting Sparta at the time, kidnapped Helen and brought her to Troy, causing Menelaus, her husband, to declare war on Troy. The Greek army was led by Armageddon, Menelaus, Odysseus, Nestor, Diomedes, Patroclus, and the legendary warrior Achilles. Despite their assembled forces, the Greeks encountered many obstacles, including the inability to pass through the sea due to Armageddon's angering of the goddess of the sea, which required him to sacrifice his daughter to appease her. The Greeks eventually arrived in Troy and fought against the Trojan army, led by Hector, the brother of Paris. The war saw many battles, but the turning point came when Armageddon insulted the god Apollo by taking his daughter of one of his priests as a slave, leading to a plague sent by the Greek camp. To appease Apollo, Armageddon gave up the girl, but took Achilles' slave girl, Briseis, as a compensation, causing Achilles to withdraw from the fighting. As the 10th war of the war approached, Paris and Menelaus agreed to end the battle with a one-on-one duel. Paris was defeated, but saved by Aphrodite, causing Hector to feel ashamed and challenge the Greeks himself. He led several victories over the Greeks, but killed Achilles' best friend, Patroclus, in battle. In revenge, Achilles returned to the battlefield and killed Hector, desecrating his body by dragging it back to the Greek camp. This action further fueled enmity between the Greeks and Trojans and marked the end of the Battle of Troy.
The Iliad by Homer, The Silence of the Girls by Pat Baker, and the Odyssey by Homer are all literary works that allude to the Great Trojan War. The Iliad was a poem written by the ancient Greek poet Homer, which tells the story of the Trojan War and the battle between the Greeks and the Trojans. The main plot follows the hero Achilles, whose wrath is ignited when his honor is insulted by the Trojan prince Hector, who kills his best friend. The Silence of the Girls by Pat Baker is a novel that retells the story of the Great Trojan War, but from the perspective of women who are taken captive by the Greeks. The book provides a feminist interpretation of the war, which highlights the experiences of women who are often overlooked in traditional societies of Greek and of the Trojan War conflict. And finally, the Odyssey was another poem by Homer that follows the Greek hero Odysseus as he tries to return home after the Trojan War. This poem covers his journey across the Mediterranean and includes his encounters with mythical creatures such as the Cyclops and his eventual reunion with his wife Penelope. All three of these books draw on the characters, events, and themes of the Trojan War, offering different perspectives and interpretations of this major Greek occurrence. Additionally, the saying, "Is this a face that launched 1,000 ships?" originated from the taking of Helen of Troy, which started the Greek War. Helen of Troy was an important figure in the start of the Trojan War, and her kidnapping led to many ships being sent to retrieve her.
The Trojan War has echoed throughout lots of history, and because of this, many different things could be interpreted from the story. For example, one central theme during the Trojan War is the dangers of ambition and pride, and this basically means how your ego can get you in lots of trouble, right? And you see this when Paris disregards Helen's marriage with Menelaus so he could have Helen all for himself, right? And this would obviously cause the Trojan War to begin with and lead to a bunch of people dying. Another present theme in the war is the glory in battle. Throughout the entire war, it's apparent that society idolizes people that are strong, like Hector and Achilles and a bunch of people who just kill, and they get glorified for it. While weaker people like Paris, when Paris lost a duel against Menelaus, he gets belittled and Helen doesn't like him anymore, and Hector loses respect for him. And another lesson is explored is the value of love and friendship. A good example of this would be between Patroclus and Achilles, and this is highlighted by a quote in the Iliad. It says, "But one thing more, a last request granted please. Never bury my bones apart from yours, Achilles. Let them lie together, just as we grew up together in your house." So basically this quote just summarizes how tight they are as friends, and their tight friendship would actually contribute to the plot a lot, because after Patroclus died, that was the reason why Achilles joined back into the war. And you see how important love is, because with the golden apple to the fairest between the three goddesses, Aphrodite uses this to her advantage, and uses Paris's love to get her way to be granted the golden apple of being the fairest, right? She uses love to manipulate him into picking that. And finally, the last theme is fate versus free will, and this is a broader theme that you see in lots of Greek mythology stories, but it's really present in this one. And it's best exemplified when with the character Achilles again. So ever since he was young, Achilles knew that he was gonna die a short, eventful life or a long and boring life. And even though he knew that his life is gonna end in one of two ways, he still had a choice between those two ways, and that just shows the difference between him still having the free will to choose his path versus the destiny that was picked by the goddesses and the gods.